Leeds United in their away kit of a mixture of light and dark blue, and it's Yeovil who'll be going left to right in this first half towards the open away end at Jewish Park. And we can only hope for those Leeds United supporters who are here en masse from Yorkshire that the weather does stay dry, because the majority of them are going to get very, very wet if the heavens open. So Yeovil Town left to right, Leeds have got us underway, and Yeovil have the first throw on the far side of the field. Starting the day bottom of the table, just those 2 home wins so far, 8 points taken here out of a possible 36 on offer. It's clear to see where they need to improve if they're to get themselves out of trouble. Ishmael Miller with a flick on towards the Leeds United penalty box, and the ball booted with the assistance of the wind, I think, into this near side stand for a Yeovil Town throw. Delivered quickly by the right back Ayling, infield towards Joel Grant, who'll get a second stab at this, protects it well. Ayling tries to take it on, broken up by Leeds, and switched quickly over the top here for Ross McCormack to chase, but on the cover it's cleared away by Shane Duffy, who's one of Yeovil Town's on-loan players, Irishman on loan from Everton. And it's had a play for yet another Yeovil Town throw. Early impressions of how the conditions might affect things, Chris?
Well, as you said, it's the wind. Very, very difficult, particularly for defenders. Ali, do they go and meet the ball? Do they just stay back? Are they going to get sucked underneath it today? It's swirling round both sets of centre halves. It's had a few problems with some aerial balls already. I'm sure the managers will have warned their players against the conditions, but they are pretty extreme here. So extreme, I understand that the TV cameras that are normally on the roof of this stand have had to come down into the press box because the gantry was wobbling about so much in the wind.
Yeah, that's that right behind us. We are live on BBC Somerset 95.5 FM, and also with us BBC 5 Live Sports Extra this afternoon. 0-0. Ross McCormack has the first shot at goal from about 25 yards. A man full of confidence at the moment. And that one just dipping over the top of the crossbar by a couple of yards. Marriott Stepp was quickly back on his heels to make sure it didn't dip and swirl in that wind, but nonetheless not a surprise to see Ross McCormack in his current form have an early shot at goal.
No, not at all. I mean, Leeds have done really well with everything that's going on at the club to keep hold of him. Premier League sides, room for him, other championship clubs. He was the difference between these two sides at Ellen Road earlier in the season, scored twice. Gary Johnson said afterwards, well, if I could afford a striker like Ross McCormack, we'd be a lot higher up the table. The problem is I can't.
22 goals for the season, having scored over 50% of Leeds United's championship goals, and a hat-trick last weekend against Huddersfield. You can't get much better than that. Ball in from Ayling at the other end is a dangerous one, and Kiefer Moore was in there to try and throw himself at it, get a toe on it, which he wasn't able to do, as it bent its way in towards goal from the right and went wide of the far post in the end. But it was a perfect ball for the big striker, 6 foot plus Kiefer Moore. He just couldn't get a toe end on it.
He did all he could, didn't he? Really stretched out. He is a tall lad. Just couldn't quite get the touch, but that'll encourage Yeovil as this goal kick, Ali, goes nowhere.
Well, cleared by Paddy Kenny. In the end, it comes pretty much back to the edge of his own 18-yard box, where Yeovil Town have picked it up once more with McAllister. Worked back towards Edwards, cleared by Leeds, up in the air, ball swirling, causing all sorts of problems for the players, and not being able to predict exactly where it's going to end up. But McAllister tries to add some calm. Now it's lifted over the top here, and Grant will pick it up right at the Leeds penalty area, close to the byline, deflected, but into the arms of Paddy Kenny at his near post, wearing a bright orange kit. And he gets another early touch of the football. But even the roof of the netting at the Leeds end is buffeting, isn't it? The netting that's hanging off the goal frame, just to give us an idea of how strong the wind is here, and it is going to cause a problem. Kenny's going to kick this as far on the edge of his area as he can, but it still only reaches the halfway line. And here's Miller. It's all Yeovil at the moment, which is a good start for the home side. Grant again skips away from the first challenge. Right foot across into the box, headed away by Pearce at the near post, and out of play for a throw into Yeovil Town, close to this corner flag. Good start.
Well, with the wind the way it is, this will be Yeovil's half. It's how many goals they can score, if any, because Leeds, you can be sure when they turn around, will put pressure on Yeovil the way Yeovil are doing now. The conditions a huge factor.
4.5 minutes played, 0-0. Ball in from Ayling with his left foot hanging in the wind. Kiefer Moore heads forwards, just wide of the left hand upright. But again, the 6'5" striker in front and above his man to head down, but just off target.
Yeah, I don't care what managers say. You know, they often say, oh well, if the wind's against us, the ball holds up. It's better for the strikers. You would far rather have this sort of wind in your favour. So as I say, Yeovil will be looking to take advantage, Leeds to limit the damage, as Kenny does well actually to reach the halfway line with his latest goal kick, but the wind will be dominating talk about this game. Kenny did do okay with that goal kick that went to the edge of his area. It was not bad as placed it in here for Walsall 3 or 4 seasons ago. His goal kick went behind him out for a corner.
Yeah, I remember that well. 0-0 then, another chance here for Paddy Kenny. I think has decided trying to hit it a little flatter is the way to go, but still trying to get some distance on it. And this one, well, it doesn't even reach the halfway line before it starts to curl its way back towards his goal. It's put Yeovil on the front foot once again. This time it doesn't stick with Moore, and Leeds launch it long for McCormack to go dashing after. It'll hold up and he'll pick it up towards the left-hand corner of the box before Ayling snaps him with a quick tackle down by his own corner flag, the Yeovil right back. And that's a good clearance into the belly there of Ishmael Miller, who felt he was fouled from behind by Stephen Warnock as he went to gather, and play will come back here. The offside flag has gone up against Leeds United, and it's going to be a free kick to Yeovil Town. Leeds 11th at the moment, 8 points off the playoff places. That win against Huddersfield was actually their first in 9 league and cup matches, so a real confidence booster for them. And of course, coming amongst the tornado, which was Brian McDermott's sacking in inverted commas, only to learn actually that he was still in charge after the game, and he is here today. But that's a takeover of Leeds United. The contracts were exchanged yesterday, Football League approval still to take place, so it's anyone's guess what's going to happen next, Chris.
It really is. I mean, quite how the decision was made on Brian McDermott's future before that was all sorted out, I just do not know. Surely you wait for it all to be ratified. As you say, still so many question marks surrounding Leeds. It's a credit to the players that they kept going and performed so well last weekend. I like the balance of the Leeds side now. Earlier in the season when Yeovil played them, they played a 3 at the back with wing backs. Pierce, who's a centre half, ended up playing left wing back that day. They didn't look to have a decent balance, but now the 3 central midfielders, which Brian likes, so having the 2 wide men, Keve and Stewart, it's a much better balance of the side. Not that it makes much difference when wind and rain is like this.
And here comes the rain, driving down hard towards the Leeds United goal, and Yeovil are driving in that direction as well. The ball gathers pace though away from Joel Grant down by the corner flag, and it will be another goal kick, but that is lashing right into the face of Paddy Kenny and those Leeds United fans in the away end, who to their credit are still jumping up and down and dancing, probably as much to keep warm as anything. They're certainly not going to keep dry this afternoon. Goalless here on BBC Somerset and 5 Live Sports Extra.
I think we were hoping the early kick-off may mean this game could take place before the expected storm, but we've definitely got the starts of it. As you say, the rain now joining the wind, really unpleasant. Paddy Kenny just cannot feel the ball at all.
Yeah, got a feel for him as Ishmael Miller picks up that goal kick about 30 yards from goal, cleared away by Pierce to the halfway line, where it'll be settled on by Duffy. He kicks it on the floor and worked out by Edwards in central midfield to Ayling once again. Miller here wrestling for possession, felt that he got his shirt pulled, looks across to the assistant referee who's not giving anything. Webster then a little clumsily goes in to try and steal the ball off McCormack. That will be a free kick just inside the Leeds United half, and they'll get a chance to move this ball upfield from a slightly better position than before. Rain coming down ever harder now. Pitch is in very good condition. It has been covered here in South Somerset to protect it from all the rain that's fallen in this part of the world. I have to say, Yeovil has not been anywhere nearly as badly affected as the Somerset levels, Muchelney and Moorland and that sort of area, which is underwater. Yeovil has stayed pretty much dry, but they have had bad weather here, and the pitch has had to be protected. 0-0 as it's cleared away by Pierce at the back for Leeds. Overhit though, as the wind dies down a little bit, and that step gets probably only his second touch, the Yeovil Town goalkeeper of the afternoon, and he'll get a chance to really get some distance. The challenge for him is probably not to put too much on this, and it absolutely flies its way up to the far left-hand corner, the far side of the field, where Leeds will try to bring it away. We've got Mowat lifting it up the right for Leeds, and a play for another Yeovil Town throw. He's asking a lot of questions. Interesting to hear Gary Johnson talking before the game, saying that his players had prepared by having sessions up on their old training pitch just to our right-hand side where they used to train, which is pretty muddy up there, to get used to playing in difficult conditions. He described them as hippopotamuses for the day. They were sliding around, getting muddy. I'd say there isn't any mud on the Huish Park pitch, but you get his sentiment, Chris Biddle.
Well, he's great at getting into his players' mind, isn't he? He didn't want anything worrying them coming into this game today, and if they train on a mud bar, then the matchday pitch, of course, is going to be better. He's so good at that, playing little mind games. I mean, we've seen it over the years with his team meetings, just being little seeds in the players' minds of the various tactics, the various ploys he wants to use. So it's typical Gary, and I'm sure the players enjoyed rocking about in the mud for an afternoon.
10 minutes gone, 0-0, free kick close to the halfway line for Leeds United, which is clipped pretty much up the middle, holds up in the breeze a little bit, and Webster, the Yeovil Town central defender, gets the first head on it. Ayling then gets a second, and then Joe Edwards with a touch as well. There's a foul committed on John Lundstrom, so Yeovil get a free kick midway inside their own half. 2 home wins, as I mentioned here, for the Glovers so far against Nottingham Forest and Blackpool. They've also beaten Leyton Orient in the FA Cup third round, handsomely by 4 goals to 0, but it's at home really I think they need to start taking an advantage, and they've got these 4 home games in a row now where they're really looking to be getting some points on the board. 6 points adrift at the moment of that safety line. The free kick has zinged its way through towards Paddy Kenny at great speed.
There's no way Paddy Kenny's going to try and anticipate anything and come off his line today. He's going to stay rooted to that line, otherwise he could be embarrassingly beat from a long way out.
Offside flag has gone up against Jimmy Kebe on the far side. And we'll get another free kick as the rain again comes driving down. Bit of sunshine as well. It's a real mixed bag here this afternoon. It is the wind really that is the major problem though. Sorry to keep banging on about it, but it really is affecting how the players play this game. Here's Joel Grant trying to profit at the other end. It's flicked, I think, off the head of Stephen Warnock on its way towards him as it goes behind, so it will be a Yeovil Town corner. And this will be tricky because this could catch the wind and go flying in towards Paddy Kenny's goal, so he's going to have to be very careful here.
Surprised Yeovil have brought the left-footed Jamie McAllister over, to be honest, to get it swinging in towards that goal. It's Lundstrom instead.
Yes, he's going to take this one, the 19-year-old on loan from Everton, and that's gone up into the air, hung up in the wind. It's difficult. Webster tries to scissor it back in, and it drops on the edge of the area. The referee's already blown the whistle as the shot is cracked in from the edge of the box, but well after the whistle. And
really brave from Jason Pearce.
Yeah.
The ball drops. He can see Shane Duffy's boot going for the ball, and he just throws himself headlong straight at the ball and wins it. Shane Duffy just shook the hands of Jason Pearce, recognised that brave defending, but there's going to be a lot of that with the high ball today.
Yeah, Jason Pearce is tough as nails, and he'll tough as old boots, whatever the phrase is, the ex-Bournemouth and Portsmouth defender. And had to put his body on the line again there. Ball with Marit Steck, the Yeovil Town keeper, right-footed clearance from him, spinning over the halfway line, misjudged at the back by Warnock, the Leeds United left back, allowing Grant to go chasing, shepherded out of play by Jason Pearce for a Leeds United throw, but pinned deep inside their own half, not where they want to be at the moment. 0-0 with 13.5 minutes played here on BBC Somerset, and also with us BBC 5 Live Sports Extra this afternoon. BBC Somerset sponsoring today's game. Thought that might mean we might get some extra facilities here today, Chris, but we're in the same old spot. Round about 12-15 rows back, it is a good view here at Huish Park. Here's McCormack, Leeds United danger man. The running is taken up by Cameron Stewart, one for this parish on loan. Back to the edge of the box to McCormack. Left-footed shot, dragged, might have taken a slight deflection. Referee says no, it's gone through the legs of Webster and behind for a goal kick to Yeovil Town, and it remains 0-0.
Yeah, you said Cameron Stewart once for this parish. Cameron Stewart, who also destroyed Yeovil Town here for Charlton early this season. Exactly that situation, running at Luke Ayling. Twice he beat him, twice it produced goals. One for Cameron Stewart and one for Johnny Jackson. I'm sure when Ayling saw Cameron Stewart's name on the team sheet and knew he was going to be up against him, he will not have been very pleased.
At the other end, this is Joe Edwards running into a good position here, but into traffic. Picked up again by Yeovil though on the left-hand corner of the box and lifted towards goal and just wide of it as well. Good effort, but Paddy Kenny, I think, probably would have got there. He made the impression that he had his far post covered.
Yeah, Kiefer Moore just cutting in from the left-hand side onto that right foot, a curling effort. He's not just a target man, he's a good all-round striker. A young lad, recruited from Dorchester Town of Conference South. Very close. And I was surprised that no other Yeovil Town player had a shot earlier in that attack, Ali. Really anything, 30-35 yards out, you're entitled to have a go in these conditions because you can easily generate the pace and power to beat Paddy Kenny.
Quarter of an hour gone, 0-0 here at Hewish Park, and the ball has actually rolled off the spot from where Paddy Kenny was attempting to take this goal kick. A few of the uncharitable home fans shouting stop time wasting, and that goal kick is very quickly heading its way back towards Paddy Kenny, off the head of Warnock and behind for a Yeovil Town corner. You have to have sympathy with the Leeds United keeper, even though there's not much of it around the rest of Hewish Park.
Well, I think the Yeovil Town fans should just be aware that it could be their goalkeeper having exactly the same problems, but yeah, I mean, the wind really making this game not much respectful at the moment. Very difficult for both sets of players to play anything resembling football.
Once again, it's going to be a right-footed delivery here for Yeovil. Joel Grant has gone across but now run away from play. So it will be dinked in. Again, it's hanging its way towards the back post. In the end, it goes over the top of the crossbar, but not by too much at the far post. Paddy Kenny was in round about the right spot to stick an arm up if he needed to, but there was the demonstration once again of the perils of this game so far, but it is a goal kick.
Yeah, I think with the corner from this side, the wind is going diagonally into that corner, so it'll be the corners from the other side where they can cause a greater problem to really get the wind behind it, but the ball's just hitting the wind, going up in the air and spinning backwards. Here goes Kenny again.
But this time he managed to hit it a little flatter, and it just about creeps to the halfway line, where it's very quickly sent back into Leeds territory, and on the march once again, ball in towards Miller from Lundstrom, broken up by Leeds. Ayling challenges it for Yeovil, hooked up towards the halfway line. Duffy with a slightly scuffed ball forward. Edwards does well to retrieve it for the home team under pressure here from Rudolph Austin. Now it's Marich Steck, the Yeovil keeper, on from Kiefer Moore, not quite managing to find his strike partner Miller, and shoveled back by the right back Sam Byram towards Paddy Kenny once again, but just keeps coming back his way at the moment. This is Webster for Yeovil. Has time to take a couple of touches. McAllister, Yeovil's left back and captain, squeezes it up the line towards Moore, and Yeovil get the throw right on that halfway line in front of the two dugouts. This time Moore is dispossessed. Leeds get some possession. It's pushed in behind Ayling this time by Cameron Stewart. Finds its way back with Steck once again to our left-hand side, with the home terrace behind him. Clears up the middle. Moore gets the head on once again, running onto try to meet this. A couple of Yeovil players. Dawson furthest forward, in off the left flank. Could have a play for a Yeovil throw, level with the penalty area. Still goalless, 18 minutes played. And a drizzly and windy Hewish Park here in South Somerset.
The game has been postponed in the West Country, Ali. Torquay against Bury in League 2 is off, so if you're listening to us travelling towards Plainmoor, that game is off. Waterlog pitch.
Here it is 0-0 with McCormack missing his kick as the ball changes direction in the wind. He looks at his teammates and shrugs his shoulders and says, I don't know what else I can do about that. And it's up the other end immediately for a throw-in close to the corner flag, and attacking one this time for Yeovil Town. Paddy Kenny reaches down for his towel to wipe his face, get all the drizzle out of his eyes, get himself ready for another attacking ball in. It's actually Leeds' throw, but close to that corner flag. Try to get some distance on this, I'm sure, but Ayling's header there meets it first on the right-hand corner of the box. Ayling picks up once again, jabs the ball forward, ricochets a couple of times. The attack breaks down off of Dawson, and Leeds will get the ball a little bit further upfield this time. It was their last away game some time ago, but ended in a 6-0 defeat at Sheffield Wednesday when they were in that 5-match losing streak. Turned it around last weekend against Huddersfield with that big win, 5-1 at Ellen Road. But conditions very different here today as Ishmael Miller goes charging down and into the back of the Leeds United players. You can see the throw right on the byline, and this will be a free kick for Leeds United, but I don't think Paddy Kenny's going to want to take this because he's having to go right across to his corner flag. He shouldn't be, should he? He shouldn't be taking it. If this ball comes flying back in the wind, he is 25 yards away from his post and will be leaving his goal completely unprotected. So I think even more going to go. Lunacy that he takes this.
The other player took the decision. It's actually the youngster, like Sam Byron, the right back, who shouted across the back four, but take it short.
So he's going to take it short. Give it to Kenny and then back once again towards Warnock to drill it upfield. I think you can guess what happens. It goes out of play for a Yeovil Town player. But that's
a big grin on Byron Webster's face, the Yeovil centre half. He knows they're facing in the second half. He's just smiling.
They've got to take advantage here as Joel Grant thinks he's got him behind, but the assistant referee puts the flag up quickly for a Leeds United free kick.
I was surprised with all Paddy Kenny's experience, he hadn't spotted the danger that you did very early on there, Ali. And it was Byron in the end to shout across to Pearson, to Warnock to take it. And it had to be an outfield player taking it, because otherwise it could have rebounded and bounced straight towards an unguarded net.
Yeah, it's no green keeper, is he, Paddy Kenny? 35 years of age, a Republic of Ireland international. I'm sure he's seen this sort of situation before. But here he is again, taking another one from a wide position, a little further forward this time. Again, pretty much safety first though, keeping it tight up the line and out of play. It's almost like a rugby full-back clearance that, to try and steal as much territory as you can, but put the ball out of play. And Yeovil get it back inside their own half. Goalless here at Hewish Park. Alistair Durden and Chris Pickles, the commentary team here in the Championship. On BBC Somerset, and also fired by Sport Extra with us this afternoon. Edwards makes 30 yards upfield on his right foot, edge of the box, takes a crack. More brave defending from Pearce, throwing his body in front of the ball at the moment of release from Edwards there. Ball comes back in from the right, will be picked up by Dawson left of the penalty box. Still got shirts waiting in the area, over Kiefer Moore. Might come to Grant, who can't control it first time, but now has it right of the box, close to the byline. Step over from him, left-footed ball, it's curling its way towards the back post, but too far and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, the initial surge from Joe Edwards caused the most danger for Leeds United. In the edge of a great block from Jason Pearce, but Edwards took the ball, for me, 2 strides too far, allowed Pearce to shut him down. He said earlier in commentary, he can shoot from 30 yards today. His manager won't scream at him and say that's the wrong option. It could fly in off the wind. I think the 2 extra strides he took allowed Pearce to shut him down. The chance was gone, but Yeovil Town, although having all this pressure, territorial dominance, I can't recall Paddy Kenny being stretched. I think Leeds will be happy with the way they're limiting the Yeovil chances.
The game is almost exclusively being played in the Leeds United half, as you might expect, with the wind as it is, but a quarter of the way into this match, Yeovil haven't taken advantage yet and created a clear-cut opportunity, as Chris says, to test the goalkeeper. So it is goalless at Hewish Park. A little bit later on this afternoon on BBC Somerset, it'll be Oldham against Bristol City on 95.5 FM at half-time. We'll hear from Bristol City defender Aidan Flint on that one, and also catch up with Yeovil Town's new girl band, who are called Viva Pitch. If you haven't heard about this, they held auditions before Christmas to set up a girl band here.
Auditions actually, Ali?
Yeah, in a quiet moment, we'll get you to tell us a bit more about that, Chris. But they performed for the first time in front of the players and management yesterday, and they have performed here today in front of the crowd just before kick-off as well, and we'll be catching up and finding out more about that. They're doing it for charity, for prostate cancer, all in the name of a good cause. So that's something to look forward to at half-time. Before that though, another 20 minutes or so of football. Yeovil Town 0, Leeds United 0 at Hewish Park in the Championship. Now the ball on the right instep of Merritt Steck here, the Yeovil keeper. Long clearance, which doesn't quite find Miller up front, but Edwards does find it with a delicate pass in field, and then it's running through towards Dawson. Flag stays down, but ball just gets away before Dawson can close in on goal, and Paddy Kenny is quickly off his line to snaffle the ball.
Yeah, the wind, mention that word again, just took the ball away from Dawson. Great run, he broke the offside track. Byram thought he caught him offside, he hadn't. Just got it absolutely spot on with breaking the line, but the ball just spun away from him.
McAllister in the left back position for Yeovil Town feeds back to his keeper once again. Yeovil's first game is at Hewish Park for 3 weeks after that long time on the road. Last 4 games, they won at Birmingham, lost at Southampton in the Cup, Derby and Nottingham Forest in the league. Now 4 home games in a row. It's crazy how that's worked out for finances as much as the toll of travelling around.
It's the trip to Wigan next Saturday taken out of that equation because Wigan are in FA Cup action, and the postponement of 2 home games over Christmas won't be rearranged back-to-back Tuesdays, Ali. But yeah, I mean, the club had no income for the best part of a month. Now they're going to be rolling in cash, you hope, over the next 3 or 4 weeks.
So they can keep all those games on as well. No problems here today so far. Goalless, Leeds United have some rare possession inside the Yeovil half, but very quickly it's gone all the way back to base, and Paddy Kenny, a side foot clearance this time, which gets good distance but only meets the head of Byron Webster, Yeovil Town's tall centre half, and Joel Grant with a rather clumsy touch this time presents possession back to Cameron Stewart, and now racing through the middle come Leeds United here with Rudolph Austin, feeds it wide. Ball comes in from the right-hand side, but Duffy is there to close out the attack on the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's just a throw into Leeds United. In a good position though, probably the best they've had for about 15-20 minutes. Byron, the right back, looking to take this. Kebe's on the edge of the area, but instead it's gone to Luke Murphy. Murphy having to turn away from goal, but still gets his cross to the edge of the box, blocked away by Edwards. Out to the right-hand side again, better ball in this time, but slightly overhit in the end. Kept in play on this near side by Cameron Stewart, who's just clipped down there by Luke Ayling, right by the corner flag. Luke Ayling not impressed with the decision, holds his hands out either side. A little bit of back chat, referee wants a word. Yeovil's right back, the ex-Arsenal trainee, he's been with the Glovers now nearly 4 years. And I don't think he's going to get a caution, they're just a little ticking off.
It would have only been the back chat, we've got him the caution. Yes, it's a foul, nothing more than that, but he will have that in the back of his mind. Just nightmares of Cameron Stewart running at him and skipping past him at will, and that will no doubt affect his brain when he does go to challenge him.
Best opportunity then here so far for Leeds United, effectively a short corner here. Couple of yards in from the corner flag on this near side, right-footed, in-swinging ball with pace, flicks off ahead, drops on the edge of the area, but drops to a Yeovil Town player, keeps the ball, hurdles away from one challenge despite being impeded. Referee plays advantage, spreads the ball to the left to Dawson, Moore burrows into the penalty area, but the ball's not going to reach him because the tackle comes in on Dawson on the far side, and Yeovil end up with just a throw in there when it looked to be a more promising position.
Yeah, keep the wrong options in the 4 pass out to Dawson, doesn't have no chance.
Dawson's ball coming from the left-hand side here. Moore is challenging for it again with that 6'5" frame. But Leeds United clear to the far side. Byron should get this away upfield towards Ross McCormack, and McCormack's got himself in between 2 defenders to pick up here. Support starting to arrive. McCormack sent to ground, and a nudge in the back from Byron Webster. Assistant referee is only a couple of yards away. Flags quickly for the free kick.
Assistant referee gave it, but the referee actually had a far better view. He was face on to the 2 players. The referee was happy to allow play to continue there. But as soon as that flag is waved, it seems they go with their assistant. I think it was a little bit harsh on the Yeovil defender.
The free kick close to the far touchline. The Leeds United right as they attack that goal to our left-hand side. And it's going to be delivered in left-footed from about 35 yards. Just about reaches the penalty area. Cleared away. Second ball picked up though by Stewart, left of centre. Gets support here from Austin a little more centrally. Very quickly Moore is on him though. So across towards Luke Murphy and away to the far side where Kebe is quickly tackled, but the ball still flung forward. Nobody in an attacking position though, and it's behind for a Yeovil Town goal kick. So nearly half an hour played here. BBC Somerset and BBC 5 Live Sports Extra. Yeovil Town 0, Leeds United 0, and here's Chris Biddle.
Yeah, Leeds have had their best spell last 5 minutes, getting forward at last and putting pressure on the Yeovil defence. And you just wonder, they think, well, Yeovil actually aren't causing us too many problems. Yes, they're getting possession in our half. Yes, the wind is blowing the ball towards our goal, but they're not getting in any strikes that are threatening our goal at the moment.
Yeah, short on chances this game so far, has to be said. The weather has thrown in a different element to the match and made it a bit of a challenge watching and playing, but not really seen anything much for the goalkeepers to do so far. Yeovil have got themselves a free kick close to the halfway line on the far side of the field, just inside their own half, and everybody bar Maratsteck in front of the ball here, and the majority of those in an attacking position. So another assault on the Leeds United goal as the sunshine breaks through again in South Somerset and the wind drops just a little. Right-footed, forward it goes towards Webster, who got his head on that, but sent it away from goal, and now Stewart is trying to run around the outside of his man, but it's nicely tidied up by Joe Edwards, who puts it centrally forward towards goal, and climbing on the back of him was Tom Lees, 25 yards out, so that will be a free kick to Yeovil Town in a very dangerous position here.
That's why this is a very different Yeovil Town's the one that got them promotion last season. The diminutive strike force last year of Madden and Hafer, now Miller and Moore. You can throw the high balls up and they will compete and win free kicks exactly like this one.
James Hafer on the bench today. Paddy Madden's now a Scunthorpe player, his face not fitting in the Championship with Gary Johnson, so he made the move in the January window. Didn't score a Championship goal before he left. And now bizarrely down in League 2 where he's struggling to get a game at the moment. Left-footed ball in by McAllister here, punched away by Kenny. Next foot on it is a Leeds United one from Byram, and it goes behind inevitably with the wind for a Yeovil Town corner. And it is going to be Lundstrom, right-footed, which will swing this one in, as you suggested, Chris, dangerously in towards Kenny's goal. He's trying to get his arms in the air. He's got players right in front of him, making it difficult trying to box him in here. At the moment, Lundstrom's just finding it difficult to keep the ball on the corner tangent. Now in it comes, bit of height, bending in viciously, headed goal to this! And Yeovil Town lead by a goal to nil. Ishmael Miller has put them in front with a header, and they have made that wind advantage count. The ball bent in viciously, Miller got the flick on it, it bypassed Paddy Kenny, drifted in towards the back post, and with 32 minutes played, it is Yeovil Town 1, Leeds United 0.
Great header by Ishmael Miller. I'm sure Leeds will be asking the question of who should have been marking him. Very little challenge on the big striker as he headed it in, but set pieces, corners and free kicks are an area where Yeovil are very strong at. The two big centre halves, Webster and Duffy, and the two big strikers we spoke about, Moore and Miller. So difficult for other teams to match up in those situations and have four big players to go up against them. Look to me too far too easy for Miller. Well converted, side sticking off the side of his head into the corner of the net, but Brian McDermott won't be very happy.
So first blood to the Glovers here at Hewish Park, and a real boost for them as they try to haul themselves back towards the safety mark. 6 points adrift at the start of play today, but they lead here by a goal to nil. Ishmael Miller has scored it, and that's his fifth goal in 10 appearances for the Glovers, in 2 loan spells of course, recalled to Nottingham Forest in between, but returning in January and picking up where he left off really. And here's a goal separating the two teams.
And it's his recruitment that really has given Yeovil Town hope they can avoid relegation this season. The other strikers they've been trying out, Ali, weren't up to championship quality. No questioning their effort, their determination, but they did not look like scoring on a regular basis at this level. Ishmael Miller, as you just said, 5 in 10. He's a proven championship striker. The first time Yeovil have had that since promotion last summer.
They have it, and they have the lead. 1-0 at Hewish Park on BBC Somerset, 5 Live Sports Extra. A throw-in to Leeds United inside their own half. Brian McDermott has work to do here with his Leeds United players. He'll just be praying for the last 12 minutes of this half to get through, for the teams to turn around, and for his team to try and see what they can do with the wind advantage. Mind you, the kind of couple of weeks he's had, the wind will probably change direction at half time. But Yeovil want to press this home, see if they can get another goal before the break.
Goal in the Premier League already. In the first minute, Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. Martin Skirtle for Liverpool.
What a game that is. Got 2 of the big scorers, Sturridge and Suarez against Mertesacker and Koscielny, who have been rock solid, haven't they? The rule here is for a Yeovil Town free kick as They will get the decision about 15-20 yards inside the Leeds United half, so another chance to bomb this ball into the box. Ayling will take it right-footed, about 10 yards in from a near touchline in front of us. Miller's in there again, Keith Moore. Duffy and Webster will be up from the back as well, and coming round the back, getting his head on that one was Duffy, who got the last touch on it as he picked himself off the floor. Got a difficult ball into the area, about 12 yards out from goal, skimmed off his head, and it will be a goal kick.
In his loan spell with Yeovil from Everton, of course, he wins 4 or 5 headers per game inside the opposition penalty area. He's yet to score a goal for Yeovil Town. He hit the crossbar, the post, just cannot score a goal.
Here comes Yeovil again with Miller. Right-footed shot takes a deflection, balloons away for a corner. It is all Yeovil Town at the moment, trying to really push home their advantage here. They lead by Miller's headed goal. Now they've got another corner, which is going to come in from just down to our right-hand side.
The left footer, which I thought should have been the tactic from the start, really.
So Jamie McAllister's header. Again, Yeovil load up the box. Keep them all behind the penalty spot. Ishmael Miller as well. Webster and Duffy towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Duffy's now trying to make his run in towards the near post. It drifts in, it hangs, it goes over the bar. It just hung in the air too long from McAllister, too much height. And the wind took it over the bar without any danger in the end of the Leeds United goal. 1-0 it remains.
Yeah, Suvla player as experienced as Jamie McAllister in his mid-30s now, as you say, would have seen it all, particularly up in the wilds of Scotland. You'd have thought where he started his career, of course, and even he can manage to get the wind and predict how he's going to affect that ball. And another Kenny clearance goes hardly anywhere.
9 minutes to go to the break. Yeovil Town 1, Leeds United 0. Ishmael Miller's header just about 3 or 4 minutes ago. The difference between these two sides at Jewish Bar. Yeovil in possession, foul committed on the far side. As Dawson ends up on his front with his nose in the grass. Got a little nudge from behind. Free kick to the home team. And as we go long up towards Keeper Moore, he's just trying to push away Jason Pearce, get himself a bit of space here. He's won the majority of the aerial contests that have come his way. So he's got a good 2 or 3 inches on Jason Pearce. Now that one comes along the ground towards him, but just a little too wide for him to make connection. And through it goes to Tony Kenny once again. This is the lunchtime kick-off then in the Championship. 1-0 here, the Premier League game, Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0, which started at 12:45, so they've only just got underway. That early goal for Liverpool. Joel Grant picking up, threading through towards Ishmael Miller, through on goal, but just wide of him. And again, Paddy Kenny is there to come out and gobble up on the penalty spot. For a moment it looked like Ishmael Miller was going to have a one-on-one chance to make it 2-0.
I think Grant's got to do better there. I think the Leeds defence have parted. They've got out of position both Warnock and Pearce on this side. A huge gap for Miller to run into. Grant puts too much on the ball. In these conditions, you really should be doing that.
Grant this time has managed to get through on goal, and the clearance deflects off him and goes just wide of goal. Could have gone anywhere. Ishmael Miller was trying to play himself onside. He held back a little. Joel Grant was a little later with his run, burst through, and the clearance ricocheted off of him, spun up in the air, and the whole of the ground just watched and waited to see where the wind would take it. In the end, it took it just wide of the post, but it could so easily have been 2-0.
Yeah, the luck with Leeds on that occasion, and you do start to look with 7 minutes to go before half-time and think, is 1-0 enough for Yeovil? And you suspect not. With the amount of pressure they've had, I think Brian McDermott will be disappointed with the manner of the goal Leeds have conceded, but I think a 1-0 down, if they go in at half-time 1-0 down, the conditions stay as they are, I think we'll be very confident that Leeds turning this round off the break.
1 minute remains, but all Yeovil Town in this first half so far, as Pearce has forced to put the ball out once again for another throw-in to the home team in an attacking position, 20 yards up from the corner flag on this near side. A reminder, Yeovil attacking left to right at Jewish Park towards the open end of terracing, if you've been here before. Thankfully for those Leeds fans packed in there, the sun is out at the moment, and it is dry, if a little bit cold in the breeze blowing straight at them. Cleared away by Cameron Stewart. And played down for Kebe here, and Kebe gets his long legs running, but Webster comes out to chop him down, but getting the ball first, and now it drops here to McCormack, who dinks it, tries to put it over the top of Marriott Steck from the edge of the box. What a chance that was for Ross McCormack. He went for the cute finish instead of trying to drill it low, and he didn't get enough height on it to beat the Czech, who's a big tall keeper, and grabbed it out of the air.
Yeah, the form he's in, such a clinical finisher, Ross McCormack, that should be 1-1. And it's a deflected clearance, puts him clear on goal. Not a well-worked Leeds move at all, but once he's through, you just expect McCormack to slot that past Marek Steck, and very tame effort in the end. Yes, it was an attempted chip over the keeper, but Steck barely had to get off the ground, really, to save that. That's a real let-off for Yeovil. I mean, 1-1 at half-time really would have been in Leeds' favour. Fortunately for Yeovil Town, McCormack wasn't able to show the finishing he's been showing all season.
So it remains 1-0. Leeds United free kick on the halfway line as Warnock, the left back, goes to ground, and the former Blackburn Liverpool defender is going to take it as well, and taking a bit of time about getting it upfield as well. You can probably hear the reaction of the home supporters down beneath us in the stand, thinking he's time wasting. He slams it right across field, looking for Kebe, who eventually gets his foot on it and then is wrestled, according to the referee, to the ground by Dawson, who was trying to steal it back for the home team.
9 minutes gone, Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0. Martin Skirtler's got his second of the game in the Premier League.
Free kick to Leeds here, trailing by a goal to 0 to Yeovil. Loading up the penalty area with plenty of light blue shirts. Ball is sent in, Steck came off his line, has to go back, and it's flashed by Stewart, left-footed through the crowd, but a good 6 yards wide of the right-hand post as we looked away towards our left-hand side. So goal kick to the home team.
Just seen Jimmy Kebe a couple of times in recent minutes. I think he will be in the thick of it in the second half, and that's why Yeovil Town have selected Kevin Dawson. You mentioned a couple of fouls by Dawson on Kebe. He's in the team, I think, to try and keep him quiet.
Here's Joel Grant, centrally, 25 yards from goal, pushes the ball out to left towards Dawson, running to the byline, tackle on him, back for the penalty, and it's given by referee Paul Tierney. Kevin Dawson brought down in the left-hand part of the 18-yard box, and Yeovil Town will get a chance to make it 2-0.
Yeah, when he pops up, you know, he's not left-footed, he's playing wide left, and I think he just tried to cut it back onto his right. Sam Byram didn't read that intention, and if he's tried to check back inside him, he's just taken his standing leg. Easy decision for the referee. Ishmael Miller on the spot for Yeovil.
So 3 minutes to go until half-time. A golden opportunity for Yeovil Town here. Ishmael Miller will take it. He's just trying to get the ball to behave at the moment and stay on the penalty spot, which is proving to be something of a challenge in the extreme weather that we're having in South Somerset. The striker is happy. He paces back 3 or 4 paces, steps up, left-footed, and smashes it over the crossbar and out of the ground. And Ishmael Miller has passed up the opportunity to make it 2-0. What a waste. It stays 1-0 to Yeovil.
Yeah, really poor. I mean, he's gone for power, but in these conditions with the wind, he probably didn't have to go for as much power. The wind would have got behind it anyway, and he had scored a penalty for Yeovil Town. That was power straight down the middle. He tried to replicate that, got it horribly, horribly wrong. Good to have cleared that stand, otherwise I think it would have knocked out one of those Leeds supporters behind Paddy Kenny's goal. That was really travelling.
I think it's still going. It'll probably end up in another part of the county by the time that one drops with the wind. And that is a huge let-off for Leeds United, and a golden opportunity passed up by Yeovil Town.
Well, Leeds will go in absolutely buoyant at half-time, only 1-0 down, Yeovil missing a penalty. Leeds will feel like they're leading this game, and Yeovil Town will go in deflated as it stands, Ali.
They have the ball inside their own half with Sam Byram looking up towards McCormack, who's had Leeds United only real chance of the first half, one he should have done better with, but the balance of play really not reflected in the scoreline. If you haven't created as many chances to miss a penalty, just before half-time will be a real sickener for Gary Johnson and his players, although they do lead by a goal to nil. Ishmael Miller just after the half-hour mark, and can they still grab a second before the break? This is Moore racing up towards the corner flag on the far side, trying to get away from Leeds here. Back up the line it goes. Chance for McAllister. He turns down the cross. Back to Edwards, just in from the left touchline. Outside of the boot from him, trying to feed Dawson. And the flag has gone up. Offside is the decision. And Leeds will get a free kick, and there'll be 2 added minutes of this first half. 2 more minutes for Leeds to survive, I think is a good way of describing it really after what's happened in this first half. Their fans buoyant though behind that goal, bouncing up and down. They're given fresh life by that penalty miss, I think. They'll know their side have got out of jail a little bit in this first half. Kenny's clearance, right-footed. Gets into the Yeovil half this time. Powerful header one from the back by Duffy. On towards Moore, beaten in the air by Pearce this time. Will drop for Ayling in the centre circle. Lifts it towards Grant on the near side right for Yeovil. Put out a play by Warnock for a Glover's throw, which Luke Ayling will take. So into added time now. Ishmael Miller wants this. He'll would love another chance before half-time to make amends for that penalty miss. Duffy controls a little awkwardly inside the centre circle for Yeovil. This is Ayling once again, trying to ping a ball over the top for Miller. Heads up and on a little. Moore tries to sneak around the back door. It's back with Miller once again, holding off his man, but then Luke Murphy gets around it, but unfairly. And Ishmael Miller wins Yeovil a free kick in a promising position here. 20 to 25 yards from goal and just left of centre.
I don't know what Luke Murphy's complaining about. It's a long way round Ishmael Miller to try and get that ball, and he was clearly pulling him back. That's what big strikers do, use their physical attributes to stop the opponent getting it. Now, I think that's a shooting chance, as you say, without a doubt, but it's important one of these Yeovil players doesn't get excited and just get underneath the ball and blaze it into a similar spot to where Ishmael Miller's ball has presumably landed at some point.
A couple of candidates. Joel Grant is shielding the ball at the moment. Lundstrom to have a crack at this by the looks of it. He's stepped away from the ball, now he's stepped back up to it again, puts his left hand on it, and now he's stepped away once again. Edwards is to the right of possession. Joel Grant is also there as well, so there's a few options. Leeds have got a 4-man wall. It is going to be Lundstrom who cracks it into the base of the wall. Grant tries to follow it up. It almost breaks from the corner, but the referee brings the first half to a close, and the first half which has been dominated by the weather and then by Yeovil Town, I would say. Very difficult conditions for Leeds United. Yeovil have certainly had the better of this half, but they haven't managed to get more than the 1 goal. Ishmael Miller's header came after 32 minutes from the Lundstrom corner, swinging into the breeze, which Miller was able to flick in to the far post. Then Dawson won a penalty just before the break, cut down as he tried to come back onto his right foot, but Ishmael Miller stepped up and smoked it over the bar with far too much power, and so 1-0 is the advantage, and the big question now is how are Yeovil, Chris Biddle's going to cope defending this breeze?
Well, Yeovil will have to look at how Leeds cope with it, to be honest. It's really very strange position for Yeovil to be going in 1-0 down and be disappointed with that against a team far higher than them in the table, having monopolised territory and possession in that first half. But I think Leeds actually coped with it quite well. They kept Yeovil at arm's length, and I can't recall too many times when a Yeovil striker got the ball to feet inside the box, or indeed a wide man. That's going to be key for Yeovil, because if a cornerback gets the ball to feet inside the box, it's more likely than not going to score. So they need to try and keep them at arm's length and keep them as high up the pitch as possible. Easier said than done.
Good stuff. Thanks very much, Chris. Second half commentary on the way here on BBC Somerset 95.5 FM. Half-time here at Hewish Park, where it is Yeovil Town 1, Leeds United 0, and you weren't with us for the first 45. Here's a quick reminder of what happened. And now in it comes, bit of height, bending in viciously, headed goal with the net! And Yeovil Town lead by a goal to 0. Ishmael Miller has put them in front with a header, and they have made that wind advantage count. The ball bent in viciously. Miller got the flick on it. It bypassed. Here's Joel Grant centrally, 25 yards from goal. Pushes the ball back to the left towards Dawson. Running to the byline, tackle on him. Hopeback for a penalty, and it's given by referee. The striker is happy. He paces back 3 or 4 paces. Steps up, left-footed, and smashes it over the crossbar and out of the ground. And Ishmael Miller has passed up the opportunity to make it 2-0. What a way! So that's the story of the first half. Yeovil Town's goal scorer Ishmael Miller then missing a late first half penalty, which would have made it 2 goals to 0. And the Yeovil players just coming out of the tunnel directly opposite us here at Hewish Park. Can't see any changes for the home team. Leeds United yet to emerge from their dressing room with manager Brian McDermott. They will have the wind in this second half. They will be attacking left to right towards their supporters. And Yeovil Town are going to have to do a fair bit of defending, you would think, in these conditions for the second 45 minutes. They've never beaten Leeds United in 7 meetings over the last 7 seasons. Leeds have won 6 of them. There has been 1 draw. Of course, it finished 2-0 at Ellen Road back in November when Ross McCormack scored the 2 goals for Leeds. And their players just coming out now. So the second half is imminent here on BBC Somerset and BBC 5 Live Sports Extra. Ali Durden and Chris Spittles here at Hewish Park. Here comes referee Paul Tierney with the ball. And here comes a testing half of football, Chris, as far as Yeovil are concerned.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Yeovil Town over the years really do well in adversity, and it's so tough. Yes, they're 1-0 up at half-time, but with the conditions the way they are, Leeds will really fancy themselves, and the defenders will be very, very busy. It's really hard for them to keep Leeds out. There's a change, and it's a change I thought Leeds might take. I was going to say to you, if he didn't come on at half-time, how long will it be? Matt Smith, 6'6", comes on, makes sense, got the high balls forward, you put on your tall target man to hold the ball up and win the ball in the air. He's on for a midfielder, Alex Moat.
So we're underway in the second half with Leeds United attacking left to right in this second 45 in their light blue shirts and socks and dark blue shorts. Yeovil Town in their home kit, green and white hoot shirt, certainly on the front anyway. And here's Marek Stek's first challenging goal kick, which drifts straight back towards his own goal. Here's McCormack with a shot on goal, and he equalises within a minute of this second half with a bending right foot shot into the top corner. And there straight away is a demonstration of why Yeovil Town needed to do much, much more with the wind in the first half. 46 minutes played, McCormack on the score sheet again this season. Yeovil 1, Leeds 1. Exactly what we thought would happen, and they are showing Yeovil what they should have done. Get the ball anywhere close to the penalty area and you have a shot. McCormack, fantastic technique. The way it bent and curled towards the far corner of the net. Dreadful from Yeovil to allow him that much time and space this early in the half, but already it's 1-1 and it's only a matter of time surely before these take the lead. Yeah, within 30 seconds of the second half starting, and we are level, and that missed penalty now looking even more costly right at the end of the first 45. 1-1 at Hewish Park, and Leeds United have got their tails up straight away. They had to really cling on and be battered by the wind in that first half, but all of a sudden now they're level and they've got the whole of the second half to look forward to here to really apply some pressure on Yeovil Town.
Just so Yeovil Town has some very recent previous of netting Leeds slip as well. 2-0 up at Derby a couple of weeks ago. They lost 3-2 and they conceded very early in the second half there as well, so they won't be full of confidence that they can hold on to a lead or even a drawing situation.
They're going to get a throw inside their own half in the right back position for Luke Ayling to take. So just to repeat that change, Alex Moat going off and Matt Smith coming onto the field for this second half. Big tall man who's gone straight up front to try to get onto all those balls. They're going to be flying up towards Marek Stek's goal in the second half. So just run you through the 2 teams now. We've got a chance. Stek in goal for Yeovil. Ayling, Duffy, Webster and McAllister at the back. Grant, Lundstrom, Edwards and Dawson for Yeovil in midfield. Miller and Moore up front. And as far as Leeds United are concerned, Paddy Kenny's their keeper. Byram, Leeds, Pearce and Warnock at the back. They've changed things around a little bit now, so probably more likely Kebe, Murphy, Austin and Stewart in midfield, with McCormack and Smith as a front two. 1-1 is the score. Here is Smith taking the ball with a chest trap 35 yards from goal. Right-footed clearance away by Joe Edwards in the Yeovil Town engine room. Dawson, though, can't get to that, and Kebe hooks it back towards his defenders, and Leeds clears long, looking for Smith here. Under pressure is Duffy, facing his own goal, hooks it over his shoulder, and then Edwards gets a bit more distance on it to put it out of play for a Leeds United throw, but it's one-way traffic so far in the second half, as expected. Smith with the control, 30 yards from goal. In it comes from Byram. Breaks down, though, on the right-hand side as a paper bag and a bit of litter drifts through the air down towards Marek Steck's goal. Crouching on his line, gloves on his knees, staring through the crowd of bodies at play up ahead of him. It's going to be a busy half, I think, for Marek Steck, the Czech goalkeeper of Yeovil Town. Already conceded early in this second half. No chance at all with McCormack's brilliantly executed curling shot from the left-hand corner of the box. But McCormack's actually limping a little bit there. Seemed to have got trod on there, I think. He was feeling his left boot and seems to be running a little bit better now.
Lots of criticism on Twitter for Marek Steck's part in that goal with his poor clearance. For me, it's about the way the defenders react. These defenders reacted every time Kenny had a poor clearance in the first half, and they just didn't react when McCormack picked up the ball.
And again, it's coming straight back at him. Smith heads it on. McCormack's in the box again, a little wide this time, trying to get back onto his shooting foot. It's struck goalwards by Austin, but blocked before it breaches the penalty area. Kebe's there to retrieve it for Leeds United. On the march here, 1-1 at Hewish Park. Flicked forward by Leeds, a little long this time. Duffy heads away. Back in it comes from Byram once again. Gathered here by Murphy. Murphy loses out though, but picked up again by Leeds. Dangerous position here. Austin sizing up the right foot shot. Oh, it's tipped away by goalkeeper Steck. That was travelling at great speed towards his goal from Rudolf Austin. But Marek Steck somehow palms it away, paws it away with one glove. And now Yeovil try to break. Brought down on the halfway line, Joe Edwards by Austin. And that's going to be a yellow card for Rudolf Austin, the Jamaican, first of the game, and a free kick to Yeovil.
Cracking strike from Austin. Marek Steck deserves so much praise for getting an arm up and beating the ball away, but again, without risking repeating myself, why weren't Yeovil Town doing this in the first half? Austin, edge of the box, just powers a shot hard towards goal. Steck makes the save. Yeovil Town only forced Kenny into 2 or 3 saves all half.
Yeah, 5 minutes gone and Steck has been busy, but this one's at the other end now, up towards Webster on the edge of the penalty area, up from the back for Yeovil, protected well by Dawson in the light blue boots, and then McAllister, the captain, will swing it in left foot. It's difficult. Oh, it's a mess there from Paddy Kenny. Round the back comes Joel Grant to try and tow it in, but Kenny recovers in time and flops on the ball. But what a horrible bit of goalkeeping that was. Almost cost his team a goal there. Leeds at the other end come racing forward with Stewart. Here's McCormack wide towards the left, and Smith, he's offside as he tries to whip the ball in. But what about that at the other end? Paddy Kenny in all sorts of trouble there, Chris Biddle.
He was. I mean, it's wretched goalkeeping, but I mean, praise Miller in the first half as he's a championship striker. Where was the predatory Yeovil Town striker? It would have been a tap-in. Anyone who anticipates that, McCormack would have been there at the other end. I think he scored so many goals where the keeper spilled it and he's on hand just to tap it in. And Kenny got lucky and was allowed a second attempt to gather the ball.
Here's Miller, tried to shield possession inside the Leeds half. It's back with the team in blue. Up towards Kebe, sticks a long leg out, but drifts away towards Edwards, and now a back pass which Steck has to deal with. Dawson takes that nicely and runs away from his man, holds off Sam Byram here, then he's brought down by Austin, who's already on the booking. Showed a yellow card just a couple of minutes ago. Now the home fans shouting for him to be sent off, but I don't think that's going to happen. Just a free kick, but it will be in the referee's mind, another foul from Rudolf Austin.
Yeah, no chance at all that that's a booking, it's just a foul, get on with the game. McAllister was in the referee's ear, 14, he's explaining, there's no way That's the second yellow card. But you're right, under the totting up procedure that these referees seem to have, that will be in 40 in his mind.
Yeah, there are about 4,000 or 5,000 Yeovil fans in the referee's ear as well at that point. Free kick is headed away by Austin, and McCormack will take it inside his own half, taken out wide to the left-hand side, turns his body and flicks the ball up the left for Stewart here. Stewart is galloping up into the penalty area. He's running at Joe Edwards, shoots, deflects off Edwards, and goes into the Leeds United fans for a corner, but breaking quickly Leeds United and forcing Yeovil onto the back foot once again. Corner.
Yeovil committing so many men forward, Ali, that when Leeds do break out, they're 3-on-3. Leeds never allowed themselves to get into that position. They were cute in the first half. They kept them back, they kept the back four intact whenever they could. Yeovil were not doing that.
1-1 on BBC Somerset and 5 Live Sports Extra at Hewish Park. 8 minutes played, second half, bending into Steck's goal and cleared on the half volley at the back post by McAllister. Kebe will pick up, but he's sent away from goal here by Peter Moore, who's still pushing him all the way back inside his own half. That's good pressing from the tall striker who was in non-league football this time last year with Doncaster, with Dorchester I should say, and Yeovil pick up with Ayling, threats the ball through to Joel Grant, but the flag is offside. It was close, but the assistant referee says Grant was just in front of Jason Pearce when the ball was played. Taken quickly, that's a good spin and run towards goal by McCormack once again. Down he goes, no free kick given this time, and Edwards will get the chance to drill that against Smith and win Yeovil Town a free kick inside their throw-in, I should say, inside their own half.
Yeovil are showing more attacking intent than Leeds in the first half. They've got two strikers, they're committing men forward, never on the attack, but you wonder if that is a bit naive. I mean, Leeds in the first half, yes, they didn't show much ambition, but they limited Yeovil to just the one goal. There are a lot of gaps appearing in the Yeovil Town defence.
But certainly making for a wide open spectacle at the moment.
Far more entertaining, yeah, absolutely, a much more entertaining game. Conditions are exactly the same, but it's just the differing approaches of the two teams to this win.
Upfield from Steck, cleared away right-footed with a huge volley, which dropped into Yeovil territory, nobody attacking it, behind for a goal kick. Leeds would be quite happy for Marit Steck to take goal kicks with the problems with the wind. It almost sets up good attacking positions for them when it curls its way back towards his goal. Almost want to take it out short, but Leeds are making that very difficult with both Smith and McCormack pushed right up against the Yeovil defenders. Kebe is keeping tight on McAllister as well, so it's drilled high at the middle. It reaches the centre circle before it's headed goalwards. Kebe tries to get onto that and just been clipped there because it's given it a free kick centrally, and we're at about 30 yards from goal. I mean, distance is really no barrier, is it?
Easily a shooting chance. It's something that Yeovil Town spurned on a number of occasions, but so many Leeds players fancy this. It's a definite foul by Webster on McCormack, and Steck left the line. It's all up very carefully here because it's easily score from here. McCormack seems pretty determined he's going to take it.
There are 5 now Leeds United players interested in this, but yeah, it looks like Ross McCormack has got his eyes on it, not surprisingly. Yeovil have a 4-man wall. McCormack has drilled it right into the heart of the wall. Back out it comes to Austin and cleared away off the head of Ayling as far as Warnock, the Leeds left back. Pearce, who's up in the attack with a raised foot there, catches the Yeovil Town player Webster, and that's going to be a free kick to the home team. So 1-1 it remains. If you are late with us, Yeovil had the wind advantage in the first half. It took 32 minutes to get a goal when Ishmael Miller headed in John Lundstrom's corner, swinging in. Then Dawson won a penalty for Yeovil just before the break, but Miller smashed it over the bar and out of the ground. So 1-0 at half-time. Ross McCormack then took less than a minute to equalise with a curling shot from the left-hand corner of the penalty area, and that's where we are at the moment. Leeds level and with the wind advantage, but Yeovil in the attack here with Kiefer Moore running into traffic and cleared away by Cameron Stewart. Ducking header by Webster at the other end to put the ball into the path of McAllister, who flips lazily forward, headed away by Leeds, and this will be a Yeovil throw with a bit of territory here. Dawson takes quickly. And McAllister 40 yards from goal. He's going to stick it in the box. Oh, it's there. It's up off the head of the defender though, and further cleared by Sam Byram. Back it comes towards Dawson once again. Battling away to keep possession. Does well, the Irishman. Tries to work it in goalwards with his right foot. Left that a little bit short for Edwards, but Austin can't get there, so Yeovil still have it. McAllister tries to slip it up the outside left channel. And it's put out of play before Miller can get there for Yeovil. It will be a throw into the home side though.
Yeah, I mean, Yeovil Town deserve credit for this spell. Keeping possession just outside the Leeds area. We didn't see anything like this from Leeds in the first half.
McAllister's throw. Lundstrom is forced to go all the way back to Marek Steck, but there is an angle to play it right if he wants. No, he's going to go up the middle and high. And Edwards jumps. Kiefer Moore is there for Yeovil, but gone back to Leeds United. Luke Murphy has possession right on the rim of the centre circle inside his own half, and now Warnock keeping the ball on the floor into the feet of Leeds goal scorer Ross McCormack, but he's lost out. And Yeovil have it back just momentarily as it's played in behind the Leeds back four, and then cleared out of play by Paddy Kenny, who's not really got any better. I think he's still feeling the effects of that first half. A little bit wayward with that clearance, and Yeovil have got it back again. Lundstrom, who's on loan at the moment from Everton, feed it wide to the right-hand side. Ball in from Ayling, gathers pace, but gathered cleanly by Paddy Kenny, and thrown out quickly by the Yorkshireman. Out towards Kebe on the halfway line, crosses the halfway line. Does Jimmy Kebe, ex-Reading man, who's on loan at the club from Crystal Palace. Scored his first goal for Leeds last weekend in their rout of Huddersfield. They have it in an advanced position with Stewart into Austin, who's had a shot in this second half. Kebe again stretches to keep possession. Wide to Byram here, right at the Yeovil penalty area. Kebe's going to cross right-footed, hangs it up back post. Two Leeds players in there, stabbed away before either can get a shot on goal. And the Yeovil fans breathe a sigh of relief here as McAllister, Lundstrom arcs the ball out towards Dawson, right-footed from Dawson, looking for Miller, but cut out comfortably by Tom Lees at the back for Leeds. And then right on the halfway line, foul committed by Yeovil, whose player stays down, Joel Grant. He hurt himself actually in trying to make that tackle. He's on his knees at the moment. Pat on the back from the Leeds player. He actually fouled, but he's back on his feet, which is good to see. It will be a free kick for that foul on Luke Murphy.
Then it's 50-50 between Murphy and Grant. Two pros just getting up and getting on with the game. But intriguing game here because Yeovil Town are getting forward a lot more than Leeds, but Leeds look far more likely to score than Yeovil did in that first half. McCormack just looks a class apart.
Hour played here at Hewish Park, 1-1. Ball up to the edge of the Yeovil penalty area, headed down by substitute Smith and cleared by the Glovers towards the halfway line. Byram volleys high into the air, but not too far on. It's allowed to bounce. Kebe wrestles away with McAllister. Both end up on the floor. Referee giving the free kick Kebe's way. Was thinking about advantage there because the Marley-born player got to his feet and was looking to carry on, but the referee decided in the end there wasn't a lot of advantage, given the free kick instead. So this will be a left-footed in swinger from about 35 yards, in from the right touchline, at the near side for us, and Warnock to take it, hanging it in there. Steck's had the back track and it's gone in. He's got it all wrong, Marek Steck. I'm afraid the Czech keeper's at fault for that one, because it gathered pace and height on the wind. He'd come off his line and it flew over his head, and before he could get back and get a glove on it, it was past him in the net, and Warnock scores from about 35-40 yards with the left-footed in-swinger, and it's Yeovil 1, Leeds United 2. Absolutely dreadful from Marek Steck. He's watched Paddy Kenny from the other end, and we said in commentary, Kenny will be rooted to his line and he's got to judge the flight of the ball. It wasn't even as if it dipped just underneath the crossbar. It had dipped well underneath that bar by the time it entered the net. Steck came to get it. It was carried on the wind. Dreadful from the goalkeeper. It's not as if these conditions have suddenly whipped up. They've been the same for the last hour, Ali. And he just could not
Well, there's just no excuse for that. Dreadful. From a goalkeeper I rate very highly at this level, but a really poor mistake.
And it's 2-1 to Leeds United now at Hewish Park. That first half advantage turned on its head within 17 minutes of this second half, with goals from Ross McCormack and now from Stephen Warnock. And just to reiterate, that free kick was about 8 yards in from the touchline, but a good 40 to 45 yards on the angle, probably, from Steck's goal, and 6 yards off his line. He couldn't get back in time. He should have been rooted to his line, knowing what the conditions were like here today. 2-1 to Leeds. Can Yeovil get themselves back into this game? It was promising so much towards the end of that first half when Ishmael Miller stepped up for that penalty, which he put over the bar. And talk about turning points. Well, all of a sudden now Yeovil are behind early in this second half. And Leeds, well, they had possession. Yeovil have just won it back with Edwards in central midfield. Here's McAllister for Yeovil Town, looking for Dawson, but rather telegraphed that pass. It's in his eyes where that was going, and it was read by Byram, who's now running with McAllister, and he's got round the outside of the full-back, who gets his body in a good position, and the two go down right down by the corner flag. Leeds fans think it should be a foul. The referees ended up giving a goal kick after all of that, and the two involved in a bit of muscular play there. McAllister trying to shield the ball, Byram trying to get round the Scotsman to try and win it, and the referees decided, well, 6 of one, half dozen of the other, and has given the goal kick. But again, it's bending its way back towards Steck's goal, helped on by Grant, but picked up again by Leeds here, and the ball is played into the area, almost made its way to McCormack, were it not for a vital touch, I think, off the head of Webster, to get it back towards Marin Steck, 2-1 it remains.
McCormack's being really clever with the positions he's taking up. He's just hovering on the left-hand edge of the penalty area, knowing if he gets the ball to feet, he can shift it onto his right foot and curl it towards goal, and will, in all likelihood, he could score. He's not really interested in the general play of the game. He's just looking for the ball to bounce through to him in any way, knowing that the chances will continue to come his way. The mark of a top goal scorer. He's still struggling with injury. You mentioned it earlier in commentary. He's gone down on his haunches twice in this half. He looks to be okay to continue for now.
It's better from Yeovil, but Edwards' final pass just lacked a little bit of bite to get through towards Miller, who was streaking goalwards. Cut out by Leeds United, but headed back forward by James Duffy for Yeovil Town at the back, and then appeals for handball, and free kick given in Leeds United's favour just inside their own half. Sunshine at Hewish Park. That deluge of rain that's been predicted hasn't arrived just yet. We did have a little bit in the first half, but generally dry so far, and I'm sure the sunshine greatly appreciated, although probably not by Marin Steck, who's having to shield his eyes here, as another free kick is sent his way. Stays on his line wisely this time. It flicks off of Leeds United head. Smith trying to direct that goalwards from about 15 yards or so, well wide, and a goal kick it will be to Yeovil Town.
I think with the Warnock free kick into the box, if one of the Leeds players wins a header and heads it into the net, well then you look at your defenders, you just say to your goalkeeper, you did everything right, you can't come for crosses in these conditions, but as soon as he came, you could tell he was getting nowhere near it, Marin Steck, and it could be a really costly mistake for Yeovil Town.
Sent forward again towards his goal, flying header away by Luke Ayling. He launched himself at that, and back goalwards once again with a clash of heads here, or whether it was an elbow I don't know, but Joe Edwards very quickly was shown a yellow card for his challenge outside the centre circle. Leeds player is still down, so Joe Edwards has gone into the book. Maybe the second caution of the game, following Austin earlier, and a free kick given around about 12 yards, maybe a fraction more, inside the Yeovil Town half. Players lined up right on the edge of the Yeovil box, clipped forward by Warnock once again, this time no threat to Marin Steck's goal. Edwards goes in to try and win, drops here towards Pearce, and then wide it comes towards Lees, and now Kebe forced out towards the corner flag, wins a throw, was looking for the corner, trying to strike it against Joe Edwards, who buzz around, doesn't he? Get himself in defensive positions to try and break up those attacks. Back it comes for Leeds once again. And now crossed in by Tom Lees from the right touchline, the near side for Leeds as we look out. And to Warnock, the second goal scorer, and to the left touchline this time. Four waiting for a cross. In it comes. Flick header and then a chance for Kebe. Put over the bar from 5 yards. Well, it came in from the left-hand side. It bounced just before it reached Jimmy Kebe. Long legs as Jimmy Kebe, and he stuck out a foot and has planted the ball somehow over the top of the crossbar.
Well, if that's put over in a Parks game, you do mention the bounce and say it's difficult, but professional footballer inside the 6-yard box, he's got to have enough control, he's got to have enough about his game to be able to just get over that ball, put it into the back of the net. It's a real let-off for Yeovil. Great position for Kebe, he really should score from there.
So it remains 2-1, a let-off for Yeovil. Can they take advantage here with Joel Grant? Boots the ball into the box. Dawson has just run past his body. He has to clip it back here towards McAllister. Still four waiting in the box. One of those is Miller. Miller just gets there. Grant is there as well. And keeper more, but none of them can in the end get a shot in on goal. But it's good pressure and it's got the crowd going again.
Well, the same comments apply. Yeovil should score at that end. When it drops to Joel Grant, it's a poor first touch, poor control, allows the defender to scoop it behind for this corner, but it should be 2-2.
John Lundstrom will deliver this corner. Yeovil scored from one of his deliveries in the first half when Ishmael Miller put them in front. They've got Duffy in the box, Webster as well. Miller with his arms in the air at the moment. Kiefer Moore's there. Dawson on the edge of the box. Joel Grant's gone to the right-hand corner for a shorter option. Lundstrom waits with his arm raised. Now he clips the ball in there towards Kiefer Moore. It's headed up into the air. Drops on the edge of the box. Kebe clears. Will come out as far as Joe Edwards. A few appeals of shoot there from the home fans. McAllister clips it high. Yeovil players trying to stay on side, but Luke Ayling hasn't. And as soon as the ball drops towards his feet, up goes the flag. And it comes to nothing for Yeovil Town, and they still trail here by 2-1 with 69 minutes played.
Yeah, I mean, probably the McCormack goal so soon after half-time meant that Yeovil were always going to come out and attack in this half. But really, as negative as these were, their tactics worked. Their tactics, they conceded the one goal. They never anywhere near the attempts on goal or the attacks that Yeovil are having, but Yeovil still haven't scored. It's so difficult against this win. So full marks to Brian McDermott. I think he's got it spot on here. He even picked two distinct teams, didn't he? First half, packed the midfield, one up front, just try and protect your goal. Second half, sending Smith on, sacrificing Moa to midfielder. It's two teams with different conditions. Brian McDermott should be applauded.
Although, of course, he didn't have the advantage, I guess, of knowing which way his team would be attacking in the first half. But it's worked out perfectly for him, hasn't it?
I mean, I'm sure he had Smith up his sleeve and thought, I don't know who won the toss, but thought that it may well work out like that.
Here's McAllister for Yeovil, in towards Moore once again. And now Edwards right on the halfway line. Pressure on the ball though from Leeds, so it's going to go all the way back via Duffy to stay. You can hear the groans from the Yeovil supporters, but there wasn't really much else on there. It was Kebe who missed that golden opportunity just a couple of moments ago to make it 3-1. Switched away to the left-hand side, a touch from McCormack in here to midfield, and now play will come to the right-hand side. Lovely control from the full-back Byron, brings it in field, back into midfield again here towards Murphy, and then a little more aerial this time towards the edge of the penalty area. Good pass then threaded through here towards Byron. Byron plays a 1-2 into the area. It's just going to run away from him and behind for a goal kick, but getting forward well. Sam Byron, the young defender, still only 20 years of age, very highly rated at Leeds, and
keeping Lee Peltier out, a former Yeovil player, of course, who was again quite highly rated and a popular figure here at Hewish Park when he played for Yeovil.
Ball may come the way of the Yeovil goal once again here, but now Kiefer Moore tries to trap it, runs away from him though, and is picked up and cleared by Cameron Stewart. Smith is chasing, but Webster has his body between the ball and the player, and does a little dummy, and behind it goes for a goal kick to Yeovil Town. 18 minutes left to play at Hewish Park on BBC Somerset. And Sideline Sports Extra with us as well today. Yeovil Town 1, Leeds United 2. Ishmael Miller putting Yeovil in front in the first half, who also missed a penalty when Dawson was brought down. Miller struck over the bar. McCormack equalised a minute into the second half. A mistake from Marit Steck allowing Warnock to score, but here's McCormack to make it 3-1, making a left-footed bending effort, but over the bar this time, in a dangerous position to give the top scorer another opportunity on the edge of the box. He does not lack in confidence, but it stays 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, again, you question how McCormack can be in so much space. This time he pops up on the right-hand side of the penalty area, clearly full of confidence, couple of step-overs, just got under that shot a little bit, but it's such superb form, and his finish just after the break really transformed this game, gave Leeds the confidence they could go on to win this, and despite the wind in his favour, it's still an absolutely brilliant strike. The technique, the way it curled and dipped.
McAllister did really well there to get that ball away from Jimmy Kebe, who, had he made the tackle, would have been running in down the right-hand side. Leeds have got it back anyway, and have switched the ball to Kebe. Across comes Dawson to help out McAllister and force the winger away from goal. He'll settle for a throw in the end off of Dawson.
Looks very low on confidence, Jimmy Kebe. Remember him in his Reading days, just got the ball and ran at defenders. His first move every time he gets the ball is to check back, turn away from the defender. Obviously inactive at Crystal Palace for much of the season and clearly just trying to find his way back.
Yeah, those moves don't always help, do they? On loan at Leeds United at the moment. Free United, of course, with Brian McDermott, who managed him at Reading. Here's Austin coming back onto his right foot, getting his shot away. It's blocked on the charge there by Yeovil Town, and Duffy, who sniffed the danger out and launched himself at that and deflected it behind for a corner.
Furious with his midfielders. It was Rodolph Austin who checked past two midfielders, then ran at Webster, then ran at Duffy. He's saying that his midfielders should be giving the back force far more protection than that. Austin shot arrow towards the goal.
Yeah, Rodolph Austin started the season as captain, but actually stood down, I think, after their FA Cup defeat to Rochdale recently, and now Ross McCormack's taken on the armband. A corner here to Leeds United at the away end, curling in towards the breeze, in towards Steck's goal, racing towards his back post. The ball is slightly overhit and McAllister's head is on it to send it out of play for a Leeds throw on this near side. And Byron trots across to take this. Kebe closest to him, but inevitably McCormack close to the ball as well, gets a touch, back to Byron, trotting down towards the corner flag, brings it back away between two Yeovil players, plays the 1-2, right-footed cross with pace, flicks off the head of Ayling, but still kept in play by Stewart inside the penalty area, gets his cross beyond the block of Joel Grant on the far side, but it ricocheted back into Grant's possession, and he clears upfield for a Leeds throw closer to the halfway line this time.
Yeah, we're really seeing Yeovil hang on now. A third goal in this game, and it would be game over. While it's 2-1, Yeovil Harbour hopes they could break away and snatch a goal, but very familiar pattern emerging. At the start of this half, Yeovil Town were able to get out. They're being pegged into their own half and just cannot find a way to get the ball up the other end of the pitch.
Warnock heads up towards the edge of the penalty area. Again, a huge gust of wind arrives as McCormack tries to wiggle his way through the tackles and a crowd of bodies. Byram on the right of the penalty area now, and Kebe again looking for the pass, plays the 1-2. Kebe's got his back to goal. Support from Austin. Kebe once again, and then a poor pass behind Austin gives Yeovil the throw in. What can Gary Johnson do then, looking at the bench, Chris?
Well, he's got plenty of attacking options. Tommy Lawrence, who's newly arrived on loan from Manchester United, made his debut as a sub at Forest last week. Adam Morgan, James Hayter are both strikers, but I think they're better served staying with Villa and Moore, really, to be honest.
Here's Kebe, now he will run this time with McAllister floating across. Steckers not got onto that one again and needs his defenders to head away. It's going to be a corner. Kebe didn't really seem to read that one in the wind, Marek Steck, and he's drifting towards that back post again, but headed away for another Leeds United corner, near side this time, so Warnock's going to deliver left-footed in swinging. Kebe will take up a position on the edge of the box. Smith is in there, of course. Austin lurking on the edge of the area, but everybody, apart from Sam Byram, is in or on the edge of the 18-yard box. As it's come off the head of Luke Ayling, and behind for another corner this time at the far side. So all the attention centred on this penalty area. Paddy Kenny is doing a bit of gardening in his goal mouth, but so everybody else is inside the Yeovil Town half here. Only Byram hanging back by the edge of the centre circle. Now they push Joel Grant away from the action to give them something else to think about. Header goalwards is by Smith, and do they get another touch as it goes behind? It does, so it will be another corner. It took a Yeovil Town touch on its way wide of the left-hand post, so yet another Leeds United corner, looking for the surely decisive third goal for them. 2-1 at the moment with 12 minutes to go here on BBC Somerset, 95.5 FM, and also with us 5 Live Sports Extra today. Going to swing in towards Steck's goal at his near post with pace, takes a bounce and going to go wide again, this time by about 12 yards, 18 yards in fact, as the 18-yard line dissects the byline, and it was off of a Leeds United player this time, and it will be a goal kick.
Got the attendance here this afternoon, 7,986, with 2,053 travelling Leeds fans, plus I suppose a few more in the home areas, as tickets were very hard to come by. And just seen a report, BBC Somerset listeners later on will hear Bristol City up at Oldham, gale force winds at Boundary Park this afternoon, so stay tuned to BBC Somerset, episodes very similar.
Yes, absolutely right. 2-1 here, Leeds trying to find another goal. McCormack has a crack, blocked at source this time. Austin's going to fire it! Oh, it's wide by about 6 yards, but my word, that was like a steam train. He absolutely connected with that right-footed. Right on the sweet spot.
Yeah, did the safety of that cameraman just by the steward down there, no protection around him. That ball could have taken him and his camera clean out.
Wide of goal it is though. So 2-1 it remains. Up to the strike as it comes again. Here's McCormack. He's got away from Webster this time. Turns to face goal. Was he brought down by Dawson? Referee disagrees with the appeal to the Leeds players. And Yeovil's in counter-attack. Kiefer Moore up the left-hand side. He's only got Miller with him at the moment, and he's brushed off the ball a bit too easily. But it's given back to him by Austin into the penalty area. Kiefer Moore here. Right foot shot into deflection. Good tackle came in at the last minute from Tom Leeds, and it's a corner.
Brilliant. Kiefer Moore just didn't give up on it, chased a lost cause, and in the end threatened the Leeds United goal. Keep saying Yeovil Town far more attacking intent, but then they have to show far more because they're 2-1 down and they won't have the benefit of the win like Leeds knew they would have after break.
What can they do with this corner? They trailed by 2 goals to 1. We're inside the last 10 minutes at Hewish Park. It's played short this time towards Grant. Grant drops his shoulder, tries to get the cross and appeals for handball, not given against Cameron Stewart, and immediately he launches upfield. It's 1 against 2. Ross McCormack on his own, but Jimmy Kebe is streaking up to join him, and Dawson's trying to keep pace with him, and he slips. So Kebe gets his shot on goal, but he's put it over the bar. And as you say, Chris, there's a player lacking in confidence, given a golden opportunity again to score. He snatched at it, limped back 12 yards out and put it over.
Yeah, I mean, if he's playing regularly, he's calm there, just takes his time, just strokes it into the corner of the net, but he really snatched at it once he got into a great position. His pace got him there, the pass in from McCormack was pinpoint. Kebe's got to score, and Yeovil Town, it's another let-off. They prepare a double change on the far side. Yeovil, I think it's Tom Lawrence and Adam Morgan, just looking at those 2 players. So former Liverpool striker Adam Morgan, on loan Man United youngster Tommy Lawrence, can they show their quality?
What did his debut like last week?
Showed some nice touches, but Gary Johnson described him as a number 10 who just in and out of the game, and that's what he did really. I mean, he's a player, when you're on top of the game, I think will be brilliant, but perhaps when you need, at this stage of his career, when you need someone to dig in, perhaps he's not quite the one you want, and that's why Dawson was selected ahead of him today.
Kebe feeds in field. McCormack with a rare poor touch this time, trying to do a neat trick and a flick, and he's allowed Yeovil to break away here with Miller on the right-hand touchline. Showed a bit too much of that to the defender, who plants the ball firmly into the stand for a Yeovil throw. 7 and a bit minutes to go, and here comes the double change by Yeovil manager Gary Johnson. Kevin Dawson will come off first of all, and Tom Lawrence makes way, comes onto the field for Dawson, who makes way. So that's the first change. So Lawrence not getting as long as he got last week, when of course he came onto the field off the bench, and Joel Grant is the other change.
That's what I thought Gary Johnson would do. I think the best chance of scoring goals striker-wise is Miller and Moore, and I think he'll have those two powerful presences up front, but he's opted to change the wide men, and I think that's a good move to see if these have got a bit more invention.
Immediate first touch here from Morgan to get the ball up towards the penalty area, but Leeds get it away and long up towards Smith, whose head is on this and it's got him a bit of space, and he's killed a lovely ball into McCormack. First time shot, left footed, saved by Steck, pushes it round the near post, but what a ball that was from Smith, right into the path of Ross McCormack, and well, you would have backed him, but Steck had the near post covered. Another corner.
Well, the difference between him and Kebe is stark. The pass was excellent, but so was the first touch. Gets the ball out of his feet, just rolls perfectly to get a shot in with his second touch, and Steck deserves credit. We blamed him for the second goal. It's a good save.
Corner still to defend here with just over 6 minutes left to play at Hewish Park. Steck on his line, ball blowing, the ball coming in towards him on the wing, but overhit this time, so that always makes its way to the near side corner flag and goes behind for a goal kick to Yeovil Town. Still time to rescue this with 6 minutes left to play. Don't forget, still to come on BBC Somerset, Oldham Athletic against Bristol City. Meanwhile, Liverpool 5, Arsenal 0, and Sterling has now got 2, Skirtle 2, Sturridge 1. What price was that on that, I wonder, today? 5-0 at Anfield, and there must be still over half an hour of that game to play. That's the early Premier League kick-off today. This in the Championship is Yeovil Town 1, Leeds United 2. Yeovil were leading at the break through an Ishmael Miller goal, but they missed the penalty. They've got a free kick inside their own half here. Foul committed on Yeovil Town's Lawrence. Luke Aylick's going to try to get some good distance on this upfield. He's got the shorter option if he wants it, and he goes for that in the end to Edwards on the centre spot. Crips it out to Morgan, who just rather waited for that to come to him, and it was read quickly by Leeds United, who looked to come on the counter-attack. Stewart is dispossessed, but darting back into midfield is McCormack, who sends it all the way back to Paddy Kenny. Some curious decision-making in the last 30 seconds or so from both sides, and eventually it's out of play by the corner flag. Yeovil deep in their own half where they don't want to be. They've got a throw in here for Luke Ayling. 5 minutes to go at Hewish Park. 4.5 in fact. And the ball at the wrong end of the field as far as these home supporters are concerned. Throwing is short to Lundstrom, facing his own goal though here. Webster gets a good 45 yards on this, does well against the wind. Miller, battering ram into the defender. Manages to keep possession for the Glovers, nicely into midfield. It comes now for Joe Edwards, busy as ever. Crossfield to the left now to McAllister. McAllister on the diagonal ball, trying to find Morgan. It doesn't quite reach, and defender gets there first. And then in midfield it's picked up by Murphy for Leeds, and then forward comes McCormack over the halfway line. Kebe right, Smith up ahead of him. Another option is Byram, is galloped up from fullback, right to the penalty area. Kebe behind him if he needs him, or he could take on McAllister, who's also got Lawrence for company as well. Leeds keep it on this right touchline with Jimmy Kebe outside of his foot, finds Byram the fullback in towards McCormack on the edge of the penalty area. Good win back from Yeovil Town, and Kiefer Moore is then tripped by Luke Murphy. Free kick to Yeovil, short of the halfway line.
McAllister struggling, just gets to his feet, he's limping. Yeovil do still have a sub available. James Hayter is ready to come on the far side. That will be, I'm sure, for Moore or Miller for the last 4 minutes. They'll just check on McAllister's fitness before making that change. Looks like it's going to be okay.
Yeah, just leaning at the moment on his knees, but the Yeovil captain will be determined to see out the last 3 minutes plus stoppages. He's back standing tall now next to Ross McCormack, broad-shouldered Scotsman Forward it goes from Ayling, from the free kick. A cluster of Yeovil players go up for it. One of them, Kiefer Moore, does drop here inside the area. Played it from the right by Edwards, but loopily, and Paddy Kenny is there to grab at the near post.
Somerset listeners will hear the Bristol City commentary after us now. Bristol City have named their team. It's 4-3-3 for Steve Cotterill. J. Emmanuel Thomas left out. A front three of Wes Burns, Sam Baldock and Tyrone Barnett.
Yeah, more details on that once we get to full time here at Jewish Park, which isn't too far away now. Yeovil giving away, ball played across the body of Tom Lawrence, about 35 yards from goal. Kenny clears away now. It's 2 against 2 at the back, and Byron Webster flying at that, skids off his head and out of play for a throw. Here is that change that you mentioned, Chris. James Hayter coming on, and it's actually John Lundstrom is coming off, so really going for it here, Gary Johnson. Throwing on another striker, so he's got Moore on, he's got Miller on, he's got Hayter on, he's got Lawrence on, he's got Morgan on. You can't do any more than that.
No, Hayter will drop in just behind the front two. He's almost play like an advanced central midfielder, I'm sure, but yeah, I mean, you might as well. You could lose 3 or 4-1, or you could nick an equaliser.
Yeah, we're inside the last 90 seconds of the game, plus some stoppages. I don't think there'll be too much, actually. We haven't had, aside of the substitutions, too many interruptions to this game. It's 2-1 to Leeds United. Ayling over the halfway line. Warnock's foot on this first. Then a touch from Murphy in midfield. Warnock again, he scored the, as it is decisive, second goal for Leeds United from a free kick. From the right touchline, it was caught out by the wind, and unfortunately it looks like it's going to cost Yeovil Town a point in this game at the moment. The wind has just caused some havoc once again over by that corner flag as Webster tried to hook it away up the line. Wind blew it back into the penalty area, but it's out to safety again. It also caused some havoc with, I think, the BBC Leeds commentary team, because their notes just went flying into the crowd as well. We're all affected by it. Leeds throw, deep in the Yeovil half, towards McCormack on the byline. Back to goal, trying to twist and turn and squeeze it in, but won back by the green and white hoop shirts, and they break now up over the halfway line. A rather cynical trip there, it looks to be, I thought, on Yeovil's Lawrence, but referee, who was right behind play, hasn't given it. It's fairly obvious that he tripped over himself. The referee closer than we were, but certainly the home fans thought that should have been a free kick. Don't know what you thought, Chris.
Definitely. I didn't see a touch on the ball from Luke Murphy. I think he dived in. I think he took out Tom Lawrence, but the referee was right there, and he must have seen something that dissuaded him from blowing his whistle.
Would have been a yellow as well, surely, for breaking up a counter-attack close to the halfway line. As it is, it's a throw to Leeds United, and we're into added time. See the board. How many minutes have we got?
I didn't see the board either. It's made 30 seconds added already.
See if we can find that out. It's Jamie McAllister who clears the ball away for a Leeds United throw in the sunshine here at Jewish Park. Yeovil desperate to try and create one, maybe 2 more chances to get a point out of this game. Stuck at the bottom of the table, 6 points adrift at the start of today's game. They'll be anxiously watching the rest of the matches kicking off at 3 o'clock go, hoping they don't fall any further behind. They're at home to Millwall, of course, on Tuesday night. Head ups and Millwall these days, having left Yeovil Town. We'll be back very quickly at Jewish Park.
4 minutes added here.
4 minutes, and we might get a bit more now, because Smith has gone down, holding his back. He's off the pitch, but it's slowing play up here, and the taking of this throw-in. Joe Edwards has got the man of the match. Can't argue with that, really, for his play. So, still waiting to get this back underway. First few Yeovil fans making their way out of the ground to beat the traffic. It's actually a free kick rather than a throw, right down by the corner flag, taken short, and studs on the ball by Leeds United, but the assistant has given a free kick put into Yeovil Town. So they'll get a chance to, I would say, boom this upfield, but of course if the wind takes it, you never know how far it's going to get. Won't reach the halfway line. It catches the breeze. Kiefer Moore gets it right in the face, but it deflects forward at least. He shakes his head, gets his bearings back. Oh, that one hurt. He's still smarting from that. As the offside goes up against Hayter, coming back from an illegal position. Free kick to Leeds United. Ouch is all we can say for Kiefer Moore.
Yeah, still quite chilly as well. It's the power of the ball, it's stinging. When you see him on the side of the head, around the ear, he's still feeling it. Yeah, really painful for him, but time here running out for Kiefer Moore in Yeovil Town. We've played nearly 3 of the 4 added, and they're not really putting any pressure at all on Paddy Kenny's goal.
There's only one worse place to get that for Kiefer Moore. He's okay though, still a little bit groggy. Referee might be close to giving Paddy Kenny a ticking off here. He's taking his time with his free kick. Drifts it out to the far left, headed on. McCormack is prowling inside the penalty area. It's good strong defending by Luke Ayling to keep him off the ball. And Yeovil come away with it here. Lawrence, halfway line, looks for the pass across field, a raking ball to Luke Ayling, taken down well by the fullback. On it goes to Morgan. Morgan puts it into the penalty area. Oh, loose clearance. Good drop here for Yeovil Town. Deflected shot. Gone wide for a corner. There's an opportunity. And wasn't going to be fast up. Marek Steck, the Yeovil goalkeeper, just asked permission to go up. He was told no, and now he's being waved upfield. I don't think he'll get up there in time. It is a corner. He could still make it.
He's going. He's going up.
He's going to go. Well, that would be a story. Having been at fault for the second Leeds goal, if he could get on the end of this and score, that would be fantastic. If he's made it, he's on the penalty spot.
4 minutes have been played.
We've had 4 minutes. This is it for Yeovil Town. If they want a point out of this game, they need to get on with it, or they're not even going to get to take it at this point. In it comes, right-footed. It's a downward header, but it's just wide of goal. And I think that will be the last chance for the Glovers.
Thinking up on the corner for me, Lawrence. He's got to launch that right into the heart of the area and let the big lads, including the goalkeeper, jump at it. It was near post. Hayter's header well wide, but I just think he needs to get more on the corner, just realise where the attacking threats are.
Goal kick then to Paddy Kenny. All eyes on the referee. The whistle's in his mouth. Full time. 2-1 at Hewish Park to Leeds United. Yeovil had the lead. They had the wind and the advantage. They even had a penalty at the end of the first half, but they couldn't take advantage. And Leeds United came back strongly with the breeze in the second half to level after 40 seconds through Ross McCormack, and then take the lead when Stephen Warnock's ball in from the right touchline went straight over Marek Steck, who was caught out by the weather. A little bit red-faced, the Czech keeper, and Yeovil couldn't come back from that. In truth, Leeds really could have added to that advantage. A couple of opportunities for Jimmy Kebe in particular, and Ross McCormack. And it's another game, what might have been, I'm afraid, for Yeovil. Chris, you know, in a good position with the lead, with the opportunity really to put some distance between themselves and Leeds, and they didn't get it right.
They didn't, and I just think Leeds' superior quality won the day. First of all, defensively in that first half, as a unit, they defended superbly. Yeovil couldn't replicate that after the break. And then when Leeds got their chances in that second half, they were the more clinical. They knew what to do in front of goal. They knew to pepper Marek Steck's goal with shots and crosses, and they may have got slightly lucky with the Warnock goal, but if you don't take that chance, it's not going to pay off. Yeovil just weren't cute enough in that first half, so overall Leeds richly deserving their victory, and Brian McDermott, you'd imagine, stays in charge. I mean, the 2 games he's had, last week when he spoke to Nigel Gibbs before the game, of course he did, and today Leeds are suddenly back in form, aren't they?
Yeah, what a finish for Brian McDermott amongst everything that's going on at Ellen Road at the moment. But for Yeovil Town, it's a setback once again here. They'll be back here at Hewish Park on Tuesday to take on Millwall, and they will need to start making things count if they're going to get out of trouble. They will stay bottom of the Championship. Full time here on BBC Somerset and also BBC 5 Live Sports Extra. Yeovil Town 1, Leeds United 2.